I mean, first, I was just gonna say I believe USC is going 11-1. I don't care what anyone say or what opinions they say. It's not going to change my mind until it's proven on the field. So as of right now, USC is going to go 11-1. I just believe that they have a lot of talent on defense that has untapped talent that these guys are going to bring out onto the field and see. We're going to have a decent secondary, and if Lane and these boys can get the defensive line and have a good scheme, if the quarterback doesn't have time, the secondary is going to eat. Just like just plain and simple, basic football defense economics. So I think they're gonna go 11-1. I don't know who they're gonna lose to. I believe it'll be a game that USC just falls asleep in because it's a new schedule. But it'll be someone that we're maybe Washington, somebody we shouldn't be losing to. I think we'll lose one game, but 11-1. That's just what I feel. And then second thing, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was on hold for a while, but I know I had something to say.
It's all right. Take your time. Take a second to think about it. I think that USC is probably it's a good guess to say that USC might drop a game late in the season that we were penciling in for a win, because I have some, again, I'm hoping that these young players can prove me wrong, but until we show that we have depth at certain positions, especially along the line, we may have trouble late in the season, kind of like we ran into last year. Did you think about your thought?
While the caller remembers what the other point he wanted to make, I would just say this. Right now, if you tell me USC is going 10-2, where can I sign?
Let's go.
Where can I sign? I will sign on the dotted line. I would be prepared to offer.
That would be a great season.
Several $100s to a charity of your choice. If you say 10-2 right now, done deal. Give it to me. I'll take it. That would be amazing.
With this schedule, 10-2 would be a phenomenal season. Absolutely, I agree. Dan, do you remember what you wanted last point?
Yeah, I believe. No, I remember. I was just gonna say I believe people forgot about Jamil Muhammad. The defense we ran last year, he started off hot, but he slowed down. But I think that this guy's gonna be a beast this year. Back there in that second, he kind of reminds me of the guy, the linebacker from Kansas City who stepped over the line that time. He's no longer in the league from his injuries, but he stepped over the line in an AFC game. What caused him not go to the championship against the Patriots. D Ford. That's what he reminds me of. You can put on the table D Ford and watch. D Ford.
That's the concern.
Put on the table D Ford and then watch Jamil Muhammad stay too. They're pretty similar players.
I have no information on this.
If they can at least say out of him.
I have no information to back this up, Dan. I have no information to back this up, but it's kind of what I'm trying to say to you guys. When your defensive line gets too many reps, they get dinged up a little bit. And when we say they disappeared later in the year, I don't know. Was he injured? Was he playing 100%? There were a couple of players I had questions about that just weren't playing the way they played early this season. Was it the competition, or was it the, maybe worn down? It was a little bit of both. But the one thing I can say is I think that there were some players, we don't know who they are, that are playing not at 100%, and that can affect your productivity on the field. So appreciate it. Listen, Dan, thanks a lot for calling.
I don't remember my other point.
We got to go.
Yeah, I don't remember my other point. I'll just bring it up probably on Friday. But offensive coaches are the ones that win championships. Look at the NFL.
All right, make sure you're following Twitter. I think we're going to pop up and do a phone show either tonight or tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll do a secondary show because I need to get some followers on their channel anyway. All right, next caller. Appreciate Dan. Thanks so much for calling in, and I hope to hear from you next week. Okay, 2 more calls, Matt. We've lost a bunch of calls, and that's my fault. We're getting better at this. Oh, wait, sorry. 3 calls left. Sorry. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Kevin calling from Lancaster again.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, I just had a question, and it's mainly involving the offensive, defensive line recruiting. If, in your opinions, do you guys feel like this staff is prioritizing just trying to bring in the most talented players, or players that they're actually shown growth and development over their course of their high school careers?
Great question. No, I mean, well, I think the latter. I think all coaching staffs do that. I would love to know, Matt. This would be a great, really, If I knew like head coaches better, wouldn't you love to sit down with about 5 or 6 of the top head coaches and go, hey, so how often do you look at the 247 rankings? And you tell your position coaches, hey, go check out this guy. 247 has him as a 5-star. I mean, I'm thinking that's probably not happening very often. You know what I mean? I think they're doing their own evaluations. I think they know coaches, high school coaches. That's why you build those relationships. And then they do their own evaluations. I'm not saying that these scouting services aren't great and they aren't good, but I'm going to take the opinion when it comes to a receiver. What Lincoln Riley is looking at, what he wants, as far as on defense for his scheme, when we're looking at linebackers and defensive linemen, I'm going to want to know when Danton Lynn thinks about the player, not what some guy over at On3 thinks about that and where he ranks among the other players in the country. I think they're looking at their scheme and their defenses. I think they're looking at the raw ability and what they think they can do with these kids. I think I would hope that any great coach is kind of like an artist. They look at that lump of clay and they say, okay, what can I build with this thing? And that's where I think where a lot of people are missing when they go star hunting, especially on the offensive line. Matt?
Now, my other question is, go ahead, Matt.
No, go ahead.
Well, my other question is, in terms of this NIL era in regards to evaluations, do you guys believe that our evaluations have to be even more heightened with this NIL era?
Say more.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you have to. Yeah, you don't have the room to miss as much anymore. Yeah, more. Because you have I would say if coaching in the 70s and there was unlimited scholarships or whenever that started with the 85-man scholarship, I think you could just go and gobble up as many people as you wanted. But now it's even more so than you had with these 85-man scholarships. If you're going to allocate a bunch of money to a kid that turns out being a bust and you have a finite amount of money to spread around to these kids, I think your evaluations have to be tighter than they have been in the past.
There's no question that USC's lagged in the evaluation department. So.
All right, Kevin, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope you call in next week.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
You too.